5.
You're listening to the Radio Wammo Breakfast, only on Kiwi.
We're in now to another episode of Wine Vault Radio with Wine Vault TV's Jason Bryant, or the Wine Vault on Twitter. Hey there, Jason.
How are you?
I'm very, very well indeed. Lovely to see you again.
Week?
But it's been a really good week, actually.
Yeah, it's just beautiful outside right now. And,
yeah.
Everybody's smiling, which makes a real kind of
big
change.
Difference.
Yeah. They've got almost this kind of Christmas, summer kind of feel going on right now.
It is. Finally, it's arrived, eh?
Yeah.
And also the parties are starting to happen, and people are getting ready for the festive crazy season.
Some parties have been and gone. Like they started start of October, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Soon it's going to be kind of June when they have to book their Christmas party, and we'll be celebrating midwinter kind of Christmas, and then we'll have proper Christmas.
Yeah.
And it'll just be one continuum.
You've got the Wine Vault in Grey Lynn,
Yep.
your retail outlet. Do you decorate it?
Yep.
You jazz it up? When do you put the decorations?
The first.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, I'm staying there. I'm not going to be led by kind of all of the big chains that kind of have their decorations up.
There's nothing
in October.
Yeah, there's nothing that annoys me more than Christmas decorations before December.
Yep. And we've had the wine industry's had a fairly exciting week, kind of this week.
What's been happening?
Plastic wine bottles, hot topic.
Yeah.
After my criticism of kind of degrading the New Zealand wine industry using plastic wine bottles, they sent me a plastic wine bottle with wine.
Yeah.
Tasted it. Nose was slightly aromatically challenged, but not too bad.
I like that term, aromatically challenged.
And it, do you know those little plastic containers of fruit where they have that kind of like cling film or Glad wrap kind of
that you get in the supermarket?
You get them in the supermarket, and then you peel off and then you taste the fruit.
I know.
It was almost like one of those when I was drinking it. You got the plastic first, and then you got this full kind of array of kind of fruit, gooseberry, kind of asparagus, bit of passion fruit, for me it was just like eating the whole lot.
What does it look like though? The actual container?
Like a washing up liquid bottle, really. It's 750 mils. It's got a label. It's like a normal wine bottle, but it squeezes and it's very light. And we threw it out the window to see whether it'd break from the first story.
No,
bounced. Then we threw it again, and it bounced, and then we threw it again, and we tried to get it onto the trampoline and bounce over the neighbour's garden. Irresponsible, I know, but
why not?
Bit of fun with it. I've got to say that the wine wasn't too bad, but you need to put premium wine in there. So that, for me, you need to put premium wine in there so people start taking it seriously.
But my question would be why? Why would you put it in there in the first place?
Oh, it's carbon zero, kind of much better for the environment.
No. Plastic?
Yeah, I know. A byproduct of oil. And can only be recycled a couple of times.
No, I don't get it.
Nor do I. We'll just wait and see kind of where it goes, what they're going to do with it.
But interesting you say that that it actually does, you taste the plastic, so the plastic does get into the wine.
To me, it's probably psychological. And the best be a controlled study where kind of I taste kind of wine blind and I have to pick.
Who needs science?
Exactly. Also, the Air New Zealand Wine Awards have just been and gone, and Dulwich 2008 Pinot Noir from Martinborough picked up the overall trophy and wine of the show.
Good on them.
Really, really good. And I got asked if I was invited to stuff like that. I said they don't invite people like me.
No.
No.
You'd cause trouble.
Reprobates, yes.
You'd cause trouble, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fights would break out.
Yeah, they would. I'd have Marlborough versus Martinborough, and we'll be scrapping. But today I've got a Hawke's Bay wine and a Semillon, 2008 Semillon sweet wine. We tend to call them dessert wines, but really they should be called sweet wines because you can drink them as an aperitif, drink them any time. Really.
Now, I know you're going to bring up the word, is it botrytis?
Botrytis, yeah. Now, this is a late harvest, so this may not have any botrytis. Botrytis is a little fungal infection that pretty much saps.
We all like a good fungal infection.
Yeah, I know. Draws out all of the moisture and concentrates all the sugars in the grape. And that's basically what botrytis is. Okay. People struggle with the word botrytis and the way it's spelled, but it
does sound nasty, doesn't it?
And really it is. But ironically great for sweet wines. This is late harvest, so it may not have some kind of botrytis in there. Botrytis would be very kind of honeycomb.
Well, when you go to
beeswax.
When you go to a restaurant, you're normally offered a dessert wine with the dessert, or a sweet wine with the dessert.
Yeah, you are. And I'm just about to. You can drink it on its own, but to really get the best pleasure out of it, what you really need is something sweeter than the wine.
Yeah.
Ironically,
yeah.
Most people think that the sweetness should come from the wine, and therefore they can have a fairly kind of tart dessert. This isn't aromatically challenged at all.
No, straight away, bang, on the nose.
But really, you need something sweeter so that you draw out the acid from the wine, and then you can identify the acid from the wine, and it's much more pleasurable. But drink it how you will. This is This is a Semillon, which is a Bordeaux wine. We tend to mix Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon together to make a dessert wine in Bordeaux.
So Semillon is definitely the grape.
It's the grape.
So you would only grow Semillon grapes for a sweet wine.
Nope. You can grow them for still wines.
Okay.
Clearview do a Semillon. And it's still a fairly versatile grape. Exciting.
Yep.
But not a lot of it planted in New Zealand. So.
Well, let's be honest. A dessert or sweet wine isn't all that, But how I don't know how much we'd go through in a year in New Zealand, but it wouldn't be that much, would it?
No. And I'm going to give you a.
Oh, it's lovely though, isn't it?
So it's got that racy kind of almost peppery acid in it.
You
have to excuse the fingers.
Lovely, yeah. So what have we got here?
A mince pie, because they're pretty sweet. They've got a lot of sugar in.
Christmas mince pie.
Yeah. We're getting festive.
Yeah, it's nice. And so this should match quite well, do you think?
I'm not sure about the match, but there's certainly a lot of sugar in it. And
yeah.
So basically I just wanted to show you kind of, you taste the wine and you get that kind of racy kind of sweet wine taste, and then you eat the pie, and then you have that again, and it will completely alter the taste of the wine.
Okay, let's do this. Lovely.
If only you could see this, listeners. Oh, you
can. If you're watching the live stream or on demand. So, leave some in the mouth, do you think? Leave some of the pie in the mouth?
You still get that kind of coating in the palate, so you just go and chug along.
It's like a neutral feeling in the mouth. Everything's still sweet, but it's one hasn't outdone the other.
No. And that's the key to kind of is about matching with sweet wines, matching the sweetness of the wine and the sweetness of the dessert.
I'm gonna make sure that I have some sweet wine on hand
for Christmas.
For Christmas, definitely.
Yeah. It's that's when all our sales for sweet wine really occur at Christmas. People love the concept of kind of a 3-course meal. They start off with an aperitif and they kind of gradually work their way through their wine cellar and then end up with a sweet wine at the end.
What about with chocolate? Because chocolate normally goes with a nice, really meaty sort of red.
Yeah, no, and I would actually suggest that is still the way.
Okay, not.
Yeah. Chocolate's great, but I would still have a hearty red with it. Cabernet Sauvignon, aged a little bit. Maybe even an Aussie cab. They tend to develop kind of these chocolate characters early, so you can kind of match it that way. But you still need the acid in it.
Yeah.
You can't have a sweet Cabernet Sauvignon from Australia. You need something dry.
They always come in a very small bottle.
Yes. Over in France, they're still in the 750ml.
Are they?
And they do the 375ml. We tend to put everything in 375ml. We kind of just work on kind of a little glass at the end of the night with your dessert. For 6 people, that will do easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that this one isn't chilled yet again. It's not chilled and it's great at room temperature.
Yeah. People we love to chill.
Yeah, I know.
I
think we need to change that.
Well, yeah, I
culture,
think that can be
chilling.
My little campaign, or our little campaign.
Doesn't have to go with the beer.
Yeah.
Talking about beer, next week...
Your beer?
My beer. I bottled my first batch of brew this week, and it's going to be very early days.
That's okay.
very early days.
That's okay.
I'm a bit nervous about
I'm into experimenting.
Yeah, we'll talk about it obviously next week when we drink it, but I'll bring in a bottle.
Yep.
So we'll do a beer and we'll do a wine, I suppose, next week. And yeah, we'll get your thoughts. I'm going to be fun. So I'm very nervous about this. And also next week, Emma Hart and David Hayward will join us.
Yes, yeah.
From
I'll be
Public
pretty
Address.
keen to catch up with those guys and share a glass of wine with those at 9:30 in the morning. As you do.
As you do. Wine Vault Radio. There's been another episode. Do stick around, Jason, because we're going to be talking about raw cheeses really soon as well. But that's another episode of Wine Vault Radio. Check out the Wine Vault on Twitter and of course winevaulttv.com.